all, it's story time! Yes. You see, I have not made a video in a while. Actually, that's not true. I made a video, but I didn't like it. About the Brock Lesnar whole UFC people going crazy crap. But I didn't like it because, let me tell you something. For those of you that are not aware, I know most of you are not, some of you are not really in the workforce that watch my videos, so let me explain something. If you ever get into retail, there are 2 months. 2 months, no matter you work for Walmart or you work for mom and pop on Main Street. Doesn't really matter. February, July. Those are the 2 months. Pretty much, they're dead. Those are the vacation months, if you will, for the most part, because not much happens. It's pretty much your 2 worst months of the year. My company that I work for decided that this year, oh no, July was going to be Christmas in July, and we've been having the same hours and the same type of sales and the same type of craziness that we had in July. So I am not, every time I've come on here and tried to do a video, I've been very tired. I've been very blah, and have not felt like doing a video. I get done with it. I did the Brock Lesnar video and it just didn't come out the way I wanted to do it. So I didn't do it. Luckily, Dirty White Boy did pretty much the video I wanted to do. So I felt like, I really don't need to do it. And so I didn't do it. However, tonight was a pay-per-view night. Tonight was TNA's Victory Road. And so I decided that, you know what? I've had a horrible week. I've had people yell at me for stupid crap for all week for stuff I have no control over. I'm going to have a little escapism, and maybe TNA can at least give me a little bit of fun. Okay, maybe TNA will deliver on something. I should have known better. I should have expected better. I should have just gone, don't even waste your time and find something else to do with your time, but I didn't. And I watched this. I watched this monstrosity of a pay-per-view. A pay-per-view that really I'm not really going to even really review very much of because I despised it so much. I was bored. I will get to the bored parts here in a little bit because one person on this pay-per-view I will rant on, and I'm going to rant on for a while, and I don't give a damn what they think about it. Because, you know what? It's pro wrestling, and they need to grow a backbone if they're going to be in pro wrestling. But anyways, that's my week, and so got home, started watching the pay-per-view, started out, it's Tara versus Angelina Love. This was okay. This was, well, not really okay. This is about what we have been expecting from the knockouts, which is very sad, because I remember when the knockouts matches were mostly good, were fun to watch, looked forward to them, not now. Unfortunately, not a bad match, it wasn't good. It was just kind of there. And then we had the ending with the tarantula, which is a stupid gimmick. I don't know who came up with that, but it's a stupid gimmick. I don't like it. I don't think it works. It's not fun. It's not anything. It's just kind of there. Blah, blah, blah. Didn't like it. Didn't care for it. There we go. Next we had Daniels versus Matt Morgan. I don't mind Matt Morgan. I don't think Matt Morgan is as bad as a lot of people think he is. To me, my biggest problem with Matt Morgan is he doesn't wrestle like a big man, and TNA has not used him like a big man, and now all of a sudden they're starting to use him and have him wrestle like a big man, and it really doesn't work because people are like, what is this? And for whatever reason. He was in there with Christopher Daniels. This was okay. They tried to tell an okay story, but I was pretty bored throughout most of this. It was just, the crowd was kind of dead. It was just kind of there. There was a lot of this pay-per-view which is kind of there, in my opinion. 2 stars. Next we had Dr. Stevie versus Abyss. Now, I looked forward to this match because I was like, you know what? I'm going to get some Daphne. I'm going to get some Daphne, except you know what? I got Daphne backstage, really not saying anything and making weird Joker faces, which I didn't really mind. And the camera trying to look like stay as far away off of Daphne as possible, only getting her into shots like every once in a while. It's very strange. You know, for those of you not aware, and maybe some of you are not, the last time Daphne was, well, I shouldn't say the last time Daphne was on TV, but when Daphne was on TV, okay, and Daphne and Taylor Wilde had their little match, they got the biggest rating of that Impact. That's true. It seemed as though, if you look at the ratings, that Daphne had actually kind of made a star. out of Daphne. And you know what happened? TNA did what you would expect TNA to do. They went, bye-bye, you're not going to be on TV. Blah. So what did we get? She eventually came out after this hardcore match, which was just another Abyss, garbage match, which I'm tired of seeing, and I would like to see something different. We saw something different the last pay-per-view. We didn't see it different this pay-per-view. And at the end of the pay-per-view, at the end of the match, not the pay-per-view, wish it was the end of the pay-per-view, we had a taser spot where Abyss used the taser on Stevie, Dr. Stevie, which would have been okay, except they made it look like he had used the taser to such a degree that the taser was burning his chest, and so smoke was coming out of the taser. It was so cheesy and god-awful, it reminded me of the stupid electrified cage match. Blah. It gets a... What the fuck's with the taser? Come on. Then we had Team 3D versus the British Invasion. This was okay. I was already kind of pissed off at this pay-per-view. Team 3D got... I don't understand why Team 3D gets these long matches. It seemed like the match just went on too long, in my opinion. It was okay. 2 stars. Blah. Then we got Sharmell versus Jenna... I'm not even going to try to pronounce her name. The Survivor bitch. Okay. For those of you not aware of this, I made a video about her. Not necessarily about her, but the fact that TNA, apparently, I'm going to say this again, according to Dave Meltzer, is paying her more money than what? Than what? Gail Kim asked TNA to give her so she would stay. Apparently, that's what they're paying this woman. So this is her first match. Hope to God this is her last match, but this is her first match. So what did we get? Come out, Sharmell, who, let's face it, no one really thought was wonders, but maybe she was good. This was so fucking bullshit match. She came out, tried to be, like, slutty and sexy, and it came off so awkward and bad. It was like a bad stripper. Have you ever seen a bad stripper, folks? Have you ever seen a bad stripper? This is what this woman reminded me of. Oh my God, was she horrible. And when I came out and said that, she first came after me. I'm not lying about this. She came after me, so I didn't know what I was talking about. She even emailed me. I wish I still had the freaking email that she sent me here on YouTube. I deleted it, not thinking it was her. And then she turned around and put it on her MySpace. And I was like, oh my freaking God. And then it was like, guess what? I'm not the one that said it. She thought I was the one that came up with this. I said, it's Dave Meltzer. He's the one that said it. So then she went after him. She owes both of us an apology because she's horrid. This was like bad. I don't know of a diva that is this bad. She was wretched. She was wretched. Sable, who probably had as much training as she did, as the Survivor girl did, on her first match, looked 1,000 times better than she did. Oh my God, was this wretched. Anyways, enough of that. Then we had AJ Styles versus Kevin Nash. Really wasn't expecting one out of this match. Actually was okay, which on this pay-per-view means something. Was kind of enjoyable. Kevin Nash did what he could do. AJ did what he could do. Didn't really like the finish, but oh well. They had set up beforehand. This was smart. Basically giving away the fact that the Main Event Mafia was going to win, because if the Main Event Mafia didn't win all the titles, they were going to break up. Yeah. Anyways. Next we had Beer Money versus Scott Steiner and Booker T. This was very good. I shouldn't say very good, but this was very good for this pay-per-view. This was enjoyable. Beer Money is Beer Money. Steiner and Booker T went out there, did what they could with the guys. It was okay. Still, it was almost good, I would say. 2 3/4 stars. I enjoyed it. It was actually kind of a highlight to this pay-per-view. At this point, I was just so down on this pay-per-view. It wasn't funny. Then we had Samoa Joe versus Sting. I was looking forward to this match, because I was like, okay, let's see what they're going to do with Taz. So they're doing the match. The match was okay. Not anything too horrid. Then they to the point where Taz comes out, except that no one really gave a crap when Taz came out, because you've already stuck Joe in the Main Event Mafia, which makes no sense, because the reason why, Taz would teamed up with Joe was so that Taz could help him take out the Main Event Mafia, except now they're both in the Main Event Mafia. It's utterly retarded. It's like, oh my God, how can we make this even more stupid than it was? There we go. No one really cared. It didn't have the impact that it should have. Of course, everyone knew it was Taz. Oh well, I don't care. Next, we had Kurt Angle versus Mick Foley. Kurt Angle pulled his groin prior to this match at the movie that he's doing, Mick Foley being Mick Foley. So this match, they went out there and they did the best they could. I'll give them 2 stars. That's it. This pay-per-view was shit. This pay-per-view gets a 4.5. I could probably rant on this far, far more, but I'm not going to, because I don't want to waste my time on this pay-per-view. Do not watch this pay-per-view. Stay away from this pay-per-view. This pay-per-view was so crappy, it's not even funny. You know, this pay-per-view accomplished absolutely jack shit, is what this did. You know, we've seen bad pay-per-views from TNA, and what have they done? Sometimes that they've at least advanced and made you want to see the next week of the next Impact. They were to build the next Impact so you could watch the next Impact. This didn't even do that. This was just shitty. The end of the pay-per-view was all the main event Mafia with Taz and Samoa Joe standing in the middle of the ring celebrating. I'm like, why is Taz in there? I thought Taz teamed up with Joe so that they could kill the main event Mafia. And it just looked so stupid, so just moronic. It was like, this just doesn't work. What the hell is wrong with these people? Sucky, absolutely retarded, you know. And again, you had someone that definitely got the ratings in Daphne, it looked like, or whoever, and they don't even have a match on this pay-per-view. You should at least go, oh look, they popped a good rating. Maybe we should put them on this pay-per-view in a match so that they could. You know, to me, there was a nice shot of Daphne when she came out, got knocked over, which was nice. But other than that, screw it. I don't give a shit. Give me more Daphne, please. This pay-per-view needed tons more Daphne. TNA, I don't understand why you do this. I don't understand why you get someone who gets hot, okay, and then you just take them off TV. You don't use them right. You don't realize what you have. Why don't you see? I'm a fan of hers. I am. You know what? I shouldn't have wore this shirt. I should have worn the Daphne shirt I got from WrestleMania weekend when I met her. She's very nice. She's very lovely in person. She was cool to everybody. I mean, that's what you see is what you get with her. It was awesome. She was talking about the fact that she liked the fact that nobody really knew it was her at first when she was playing Sarah Palin. She didn't really like playing Sarah Palin, but she loved the fact that no one really realized it was her. And then she was going to be allowed to be her. And then she got over. Because part of the reason was, you know, everybody was saying, you know, why won't they let her be her? That would be cool. And then they let her be her. She got over, and then they take her off TV. What the hell is wrong with you people? I don't get it. I don't get what's wrong with TNA. Really, truly, you know, this is like easy booking. I don't understand it. I don't get it. This pay-per-view was such shit. It was boring to watch. During the women's match, during the Sharmell and Survivor Bitch match, I'm gonna be honest. I was on Skype. You know what we were talking about? We were sharing porn links, is what we were doing. That's how bad this match was. That's how bad this was during what should have been technically, and the Survivor girl tried to make it kind of, you know, sexy and all. We were watching porn instead. What the hell? What's the point? I don't even think she's that good looking, to be honest. I mean, give me a break. I mean, that's just my own personal opinion, but that's just me. But you paid more for her than... What the hell is wrong with TNA? And I guess I should bring up the fact that they announced that they signed Bobby Lashley, and then Bobby Lashley did nothing but talk about how he wanted to take on Brock Lesnar. Wonderful TNA. Maybe Spike will like that because, you know, then he'll get into UFC, and then maybe that will help them. But what? This was pointless. Why wasn't he at the pay-per-view? You know, or something. There was nothing of any significance happened on this pay-per-view except the main event Mafia won all the gold. That's the only thing that happened. And I don't think anybody even gives a rat's ass, because it was just like, this pay-per-view sucks ass. There was nothing redeeming about this pay-per-view. Nothing redeeming about this entire pay-per-view. There was nothing you would go, wow, that was actually kind of enjoyable, and maybe I can take that one thing out and say, there was nothing like that on this entire pay-per-view. TNA should be ashamed of themselves for putting on this pay-per-view. Really, truly, this was bad. I saw some people compare this to, like, 2001, you know, like the last WCW pay-per-views, except those had good matches on them. There was nothing good on this pay-per-view. This will probably go down as one of the worst pay-per-views I can think of. I'm sure there's probably been worse, you know. I mean, and I'm not including Heroes of Wrestling, not including that. That gets its own little special place in the bad Wrestling Hall of Fame. I'm talking about just bad. I can't remember a pay-per-view truly being just this horrible. Because even usually when you have something there's something funny, there's something you can say, oh, you know, at least that was kind of, you know, good and enjoyable. But even the best match on here was just kind of there and didn't have any. It just was just, oh, it was wretched. It was. I'm done. This might be the last time I talk about TNA, because unless they can do something, you know, they finally had something that made me watch their program, and Daphne. And I know I'm going to talk about Daphne, and I don't give a rat's ass if no one cares, but let me be Psycho fan for a little bit, just please. And then what do? It's like, not only that, but people were talking about her on the internet. She seemed to be something that was hot going into it, not just the way she looks, but just being the way she was. And they basically said, screw it, who cares? What? Come on, please, TNA, please. I'm just saying. Anyways, I'm done. I'm out. Later. Bye. Probably not the review you guys wanted. Probably wanted me to come on here and rant and rave more. Not gonna do it.